Welcome, everybody, to another installment of the Ninja Banter podcast with the Less Than Stealthy Ninjas. Well, at least half of the Less Than Stealthy Ninjas. But first and foremost, let us welcome back Aranya. Like, she's been MIA,
I
you
have.
know, act like she don't love us no more.
I mean,
Yeah.
but this is the better half of the ninjas. Don't tell them.
I mean, you ain't got to tell nobody. I mean, if they decide to watch the episode themselves, and they'll figure it out. But now you bet y'all wondering why y'all are here today. We had two installments of the 5 games that made us the gamers we are, and we decided to do a third installment featuring my brethren with T.A.G. So with that being said, I will introduce the man who is still probably spending more time in Walker than in real life, Mr. LipDizzle.
Look, man, I don't know why you can come here and spread these lies as if I'm just out here just playing Final Fantasy 14 over and over and over. It just
See, spending more time and
no, I'm here. Look, I'm on the podcast right now. I'm here. I'm talking. I'm not playing anything.
How do we know it's you? How do we know you don't have no holographic projection type shit going on right now?
I mean, I don't even know if you can just imagine this in a holographic form. That they can't get this beard right like this.
Okay.
It don't happen like that.
Okay.
Now,
well,
am I going to sit here and say that I have multiple screens up? It's possible. Is Final Fantasy on one of them? I decline the answer.
Decline the answer.
Okay. Well, then, also, I want to welcome the other member of T.A.G, the heartthrob of our podcast, aka ladies, your favorite co-op partner.
Hide your girlfriends, hide your wives,
hide
your side
all
pieces.
of them. Hide your sisters that are of age, hide your nieces that are of age, all of that. Because we got the lady killer, the lady stealer, Mr. YeagerBombastik.
Yeah, I told you get back. Hey guys, hi. Dog, not anybody else.
Right.
I know that sounded pretty incriminating.
Very incriminating.
Hey, wait, this ain't about me. This is about the podcast with the people and the games and the things. Yeah.
I just love how you just keep proving our points about you being the heartthrob of this trio. But you know.
Okay.
But like I said earlier, this is to get these two gentlemen's 5 games that made them the gamers they are. You heard from the ninjas, you heard from Planet Nico, you heard from CJ the Hero. Now it's time to hear from Yeager and Dizzle. I don't know which one of you two want to go first. If y'all want to do rock, paper, scissors or whatever, but who wants to go first with giving their 5 games and why?
By all means, Mr. Dizzle.
Oh, you gonna throw it on me like that? I mean, hey, that's fine. I'll go ahead and do it. This shit was difficult. When you pose the question, anytime you put a limit on something, that shit makes shit fucking hard.
Yes.
Pause. But yeah, I had to cheat a little bit, but for good reason.
Okay. I mean, if you got some honorable mentions and things in there, because we had the same.
Yes.
No, I'm because look, that honorable mentions list, so I'll squeeze a ton of games in the honorable mentions, but I had to be fair. So I said, fuck it. I'm just gonna run with it. But first and foremost, Final Fantasy VII.
Okay.
And the reason I say Final Fantasy VII because I played all the Final Fantasies, obviously. But this is the one that actually got me enthralled in the RPG genre. Because of course, being gaming since fucking Atari / Nintendo, I played, of course, the incredible Final Fantasy 6/3. on Super Nintendo, but I played it at a time that I did not appreciate it.
Okay.
And when I finally got 7, because I didn't get it when it first came out. I got it on the Greatest Hits collection on PlayStation 1. But when it first came out back in 97, I didn't have a PlayStation at the time because my mom refused to allow my dad to buy me a fucking PlayStation. So it was cool. So I was still gaming on
Still sound a little bitter about that.
I am bitter. I am bitter because I had to go to the mall with my friends when I was living in Cali, and Final Fantasy VII that came out, and I'm sitting there just like, and they're talking about it, and I can't play it, and I had to go to their house and watch them play it for a little bit. Never got the chance until the next year, where I got a chance to go Christmas shopping, had some money in my pocket because I had a small job in middle school.
Mm-hmm.
And I bought that Greatest Hits. They were $20 at the time. So,
Yes.
Got that Greatest Hits, took it home, and I proceeded to just be amazed by how fucking awesome an RPG can be when it's the right storytelling, when it's the right combat system, just everything. And yeah, that was the beginning of everything. That was the domino effect to me diving into old, new, all types of RPGs. I mean, from that whole year between that and the 98, it was that Legends of Dragoon, Final Fantasy VIII, Final Fantasy IX, so on and so forth. So,
ladies and gentlemen, he just confirmed that he spends more time in Final Fantasies than in the real world. Thank you for that, Mr. Dizzle.
that wasn't a confirmation.
Oh, yes, it was.
But this one is though.
Oh shit!
Because the next one is Final Fantasy XI.
There you go. More time.
Because this is the reason why I spend so much time in Final Fantasy 14. Because Final Fantasy XI was my true introduction into MMOs. Because I had played stuff prior to that and it was cool, but nothing had immersed me into an MMO like Final Fantasy XI did. And I always call it the boot camp of MMOs because for me, that's what it was. Like you talk about having like your first real MMO where there's a penalty for when you die. Like you will lose experience. You lose enough experience, you'll D-level. If you have gear that's at that certain level, that gear is immediately unequipped and you just screwed. Like it was unforgiving, but it was the most rewarding thing.
Wait, what? Damn. What kind of harsh ass rules?
What in the world of Dark Souls is this?
I'm telling you.
Like, wait.
And on top of that, you only got experience from killing monsters. You didn't get any quest experience, no mission experience, none of that. So the only way to level up is if you killed shit, and 9 times out of 10 you had to party. You had to party up with people, and if sometimes you either had to wait maybe an hour or so to get in the party, and then when you got in that party, if it was a good party, you stayed in that party for hours to hopefully get maybe 1 or 2 levels, depending on where you were. And if you were partying next to another party, they could steal the mobs that you was trying to farm to get experience for. So y'all sitting there trying to sit there and take mobs from each other. It was ridiculous. On top of that, the whole chocobo system, trying to get a chocobo as your mount, it was like an excruciating experience because you had to get a chocobo egg. You had to make sure that you bred that egg. You had to make sure that you fed it once it hatched, and then you had to take care of it then, and then be able to ride it. It was a whole process. So you talk about earning your stripes. That was the game where you earned your stripes in an MMO. And then, of course, we got 14, and now you see where I am. But the next 2 I have to cheat on.
Okay.
Because I have to go for a beat 'em up. And that's Turtles in Time. Turtles in Time, not necessarily, I mean, of course the arcade, but I had to say the in-home version because
that's version.
Because that was my real couch co-op. Outside of like other shit like, Double Dragon, Gunstar Heroes, Streets of Rage, etc.
Mm-hmm.
Ninja Turtles, of course, being a childhood favorite cartoon of mine.
Yep.
You couldn't get any better than that. Like all the other games were cool. You know, the nice beat 'em ups were fine, but to actually play as, you know, some of your favorite heroes in a half shell, you either gained friends or lost friends over it. You know, if you had a few bars of life and your homeboy took the pizza that you was trying to go after.
Oh no, it's war.
You got mad.
It's war.
Or if you was fighting too close to the exploding canister, and your homeboy comes and like hits that canister while you fighting some of the foot soldiers, and that shit explodes and it blasts you halfway across the screen, you'll get pissed. Or if you want to get the power up pizza that has you spinning around like crazy, and you know you want to get that because you want to get those points to see how many foot soldiers you can kill, and that motherfucker grabs that and starts spinning around and killing everything you try to kill. You know, we got to talk about it. We got to fight.
You just explained Cosmic Boss in 2021.
Say that. But we didn't get to play Turtles together.
No, we didn't. When we were
No, we didn't.
I mean, don't look. I was trying, but there was somebody that was standing there playing, and he, it's cool. We're gonna go back. We're going back.
I feel like Lip is giving us a lot of unresolved issues from his childhood between
now as far as the arcade version
between the PlayStation 1 and Turtles in Time here.
The reason why I didn't say Turtles in Time, the arcade machine, which is a boss ass arcade machine.
It is.
I had to give one a bias, and that was X-Men, the arcade game.
Yes.
At this point, the first 6-player beat 'em up, and you had to play the 6-player arcade machine. You can't play the 4-player. You got to be the 6-player.
6-player.
This game made me care about Dazzler, and I normally don't care about Dazzler. Just a trash character in the comics, but
I'm not gonna lie. In the Guardians of the Galaxy game, I popped when I saw that Dazzler poster.
Hey, justice for Dazzler, man. Justice for old school X-Men Dazzler. So that's on the beat 'em up side. Now, as far as the fighting game side, I had to cheat too, because for the arcade, I had to go with Tekken 3, Tekken 3, and Tekken Tag, because
both classics.
I could easily say like Street Fighter, but there was already people whooping my ass in Street Fighter. Street Fighter was cool, but when Tekken and Tekken Tag, when Tekken 3, Tekken Tag came out, my boy Harong, I seen Harong on Tekken 3, and I was like, yo, that's my guy. And when you can sidestep and move around, it makes things a lot easier for me. Mm-hmm. So I found my niche when I was playing it. I was whooping people's ass in the arcade. That's when I knew that I was good. Because if I got on Street Fighter 2 back in the day and I got my ass handed to me, it was warranted because I was trash on the arcade. You get me on the controller, we good. Now on the arcade,
I feel like that to this day.
I will
put a controller in my hand. It's a whole different story.
Yes, it's a whole different story. But on Tekken though, arcade controller, I'm good. We straight. Now, on the console side, this was a hard one for me, but it had to come down to something. I could have easily picked Marvel vs. Capcom 2.
Yeah,
but I had to go with Capcom versus SNK.
Oh my man.
You talk about not just a bomb ass fighting game, but I'm talking about the atmosphere, the music, the way it enthralls you within the game to make you feel like you somebody when you play this shit. I powered up the Dreamcast, and of course I could say Capcom versus SNK 2, but it didn't it was cool, but it didn't have the same feel as Capcom versus SNK 1.
Yeah.
And it has to be specifically Dreamcast. Not the Evo version on
PS2
on PS2 and PS1. No. Dreamcast. And now this last one is off the cuff. And there's going to be a lot of people that have never heard of this fucking game. but this was my first initial dive into survival horror, and it was on the NES.
Mm-hmm.
Ghoul School.
Never heard of it.
School. So you're basically this teenager who's in this this haunted. First it's Cool School, and then it gets transformed into Ghoul School, and you got mutants and monsters around, and you have to go around the high school, and you got to find like certain weapons. Like you start off with a bat, and then like you can go and get a towel. Towel's underrated because they got a gun in the game, but the towel though, you get the towel from the gym shower, and you're literally whipping it.
Yeah.
Then they got these spring shoes and these suction shoes where you can either jump high or you can stick to the ceiling and shit. But and I'm gonna spoil it for you for a lot of people because I don't see a lot of people playing it because I didn't beat it when I initially got the game on NES. When I was in middle school and I got my first dive into ROMs and emulators, I went and I found that damn game and I downloaded it to my computer and then I finished it. And when you finish this game, you thought that some of y'all thought that Peach was disrespectful to Mario when he saved her from Bowser. Nah, bro. This bitch that you save in this game. There's an ending, and I remember it to this fucking day because it was very disrespectful. You go in and you fight this big ass eyeball monster, and then you use some embalming fluid to free her. So once you free her, you get out to school, and you see your character start to put his arm around her, but then she sidesteps. And so as all the ghosts our spirits are floating away from the school and it's transforming back into a regular school, during that whole process of that going on, you can see him like look at her at his profile. He looks back at the school, looking at her. This is about maybe like 4 times. And she hits this poor soul with the sorry I have a boyfriend.
Oh,
Where was this motherfucker at?
Whoa.
During all this, was he there fighting off the monsters and the mutants?
Friend
With
zone.
the towel?
Damn.
Nah.
Wait. This sorry I have a boyfriend originated from Ghoul School? Wow.
But
damn, you fought a whole school worth of ghosts and goblins just to get sorry I have a boyfriend.
But aside from that, this game was really good. Like I had got Mario 3 because it was a bundle on the NES where I got Mario 3. I was playing this when I got this. I was playing this more than Mario 3.
Whoa!
And I enjoyed me some fucking Mario 3. But
on.
You know, Mario 3 is my favorite.
See, and and it's mainly because it would, I'd never known survival horror, especially on the NES at the time. You didn't really think about that, but the way the game grabs you into kind of testing you to go around and finding shit is just like you get addicted to it. So, and this kind of led me into like playing Resident Evil and all this other shit because I was so hooked on that shit. So, Ghoul School.
I've heard of it. I never played it though.
Oh yeah, Ghoul School. It's here and it's always up here. So, but yeah, that's my 5. It was difficult, but that's it.
Bet.
Damn.
All right, Mr. Bombastic.
Well, first off, I gotta just give the honorable mentions.
Hell yeah.
Number 1 being to Super Mario Land, was it? The one with the cape and everything, where you just hopping from the island?
Yeah.
Yeah, Super Mario Land. Loved me some Super Mario 3. Still one of my favorites. But Super Mario Land was my, I guess, official intro into Mario games. Still played Super Mario 1, Super Mario 2. always annoyed me because as a kid I never figured out that you could jump on Birdo's egg. Yeah. It took me some years growing up for that because every other Mario game you're supposed to dodge the shit that's being thrown at you. But
man, Super Mario 2 is underrated, man.
I agree. But at the same time, it was just like, nah, fuck Birdo.
Understandable.
You egg spitting bitch. Anyways. But moving on.
Understandable.
I gotta hop on that bandwagon of Turtles in Time, but the love for Turtles in Time eventually evolved into my love for the 3D beat 'em up that has maybe gone on too long, but just keeps getting more beautiful to look at least.
Mm-hmm.
Dynasty Warriors.
Hey.
Started with I think it was 2 or 3 with my brother playing on the PlayStation 2, and we played the hell out of the story. We could tell you everything that happened in the Yellow Turban Rebellion. We could tell you all about the brothership of Liu Bei, Guan Yu, and Zhang Fei. Dude, like they beat that history into your head with every iteration of that game. And I think our favorite iteration to play together was Dynasty Warriors 5.
5? Okay.
Yeah, because that's when you got to play it with Guan Yu's son, Guan Ping, for the first time, and he had that gigantic ass great sword that he just carried behind him, like you are not Guts. How are you able to just whip this thing around?
No, honestly, I think my first time, I can't remember which one it was, but it was like, oh no, Lubu's on the field. I'm like, okay.
Oh God, exactly. We were like
everybody, Lubu's getting close. Don't approach Lubu. Who the fuck is this dude, and why y'all so scared? Then you see Lubu, and you like, whatever. You hit him,
like a cockroach.
And you like, and then next thing you know, if you accidentally get hit by Lubu and realize it's an instant game over, you're like, oh.
Yeah, oh, that's
so
Lubu.
Y'all did say don't approach Lubu, right?
Yeah. You get that kill, and that gives you that little KO counter, but at the same time, game over, and you're just like, huh. So you said don't approach Lubu, right? Yeah. Okay. Heard. wasn't until you got a little later in the game, or
later in the game,
that you decide, you know what, Lubu looks like he might be approachable.
And even then, it takes forever.
But yeah, right. And it's always the first encounter with Lubu. Like, just do not, just leave it alone. Going back to the SNES though, I had to say my first meeting with a Legend of Zelda game, Link to the Past.
Mm-hmm.
Being a 5-6-year-old, I did like my dad was mainly playing it, or I had neighbors or friends that would come over. They would love playing it, and I just ended up learning by watching from them. Started up my own new game, and honestly, it was that game where if I came home from school, I just wanted to like just goof off and maybe get shit done, maybe not. That was the game I would hop on and like slowly progress my way through A Link to the Past.
Little known fact, I've only ever played the original Zelda, and that's it.
That's it?
I've never played no other iterations of Zelda other than the original one.
Like not even Ocarina?
Not Ocarina, not Majora, not Wind Waker, Skyward Sword.
I'll admit I hadn't played Skyward Sword or Breath of the Wild. I mean, I have played Breath of the Wild, excuse me, Wind Waker. I didn't get to play Wind Waker.
The only Zelda I have ever played was the original one with the golden cartridge.
Link to the Past, freaking Ocarina, Majora's Mask, and Breath of the Wild. I want to get the Switch version of Skyward Sword.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I just felt like the Wii gimmick with swinging your nunchuck around was just a little much. Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that just felt like a little much for me to get playing on. But what was it? There was the Game Boy one. There was one that was on the Game Boy, and that might have been the OG one that you're talking about, Scoop. But
No. I'm talking about the original Nintendo, the original
You
NES
talking about that
version.
gold cartridge?
Yeah, the gold cartridge.
yeah,
That's the one I
but I think
played.
they made it for the
They
Game
move
Boy,
like
didn't
this.
they?
Oh,
No,
huh?
like not like the Game Boy Color one, but the Game Boy.
Game Boy. Now I'm talking about regular regular Nintendo. That's the one I played.
Oh no, you played it on that, but I just don't recall if they put it on the game. They put
They probably
something
did. 'Cause I
on
know
the
they had Game
OG
Boy
Game Boy.
games. Yeah, but
Right,
yeah,
right.
I've only ever played the original Zelda, and that's it.
Mm, mm.
Damn.
Now, if I wanted to get into the fighters, this is gonna go. I guess make me go into a sixth category, or I'll just call it my second honorable mention. But getting my ass kicked, not in the arcades, but left and right, but just because I didn't know what I was doing in Street Fighter 2 on the SNES.
Okay.
That brings back memories of why I would rage in fighting games now. But if we're gonna talk about like all-time favorites or games that make me enjoy fighting games now, got to go with your Guilty Gears. Got to go with your Tekkens, and may not be too aware of it. I hope y'all are, but good old Tatsunoko versus Capcom.
I never got a chance to play that one.
I ended up buying that when it first came out.
Yeah, on the Wii. That game.
That's the reason why, because I didn't have a Wii.
It was visually beautiful. It had the whole MVC style fighting.
Mm-hmm.
It's got Tekkaman.
It's got Tekkaman. It's got Yatterman. It's got freaking It's got plenty of shit from Japanese culture that is just.
I'm gonna say Aranya is looking like, who the hell did y'all just name?
Nope.
Wait, hold up. Sorry, Yeager. I know you're in the middle
by
of
all
the list,
means.
but y'all know Tekkaman. Well, technically, when they played it on UPN, it was Techno Man.
Oh yeah.
But when it was Techno Man, I didn't know that it was actually Tekkaman until they had another series that was after that was called it was called something else, but they said Tekkaman something. But you had Tekkaman in there, and I was like, yo, that looks like that's like Techno Man. And then you go through the whole lore and everything. I'm like, oh shit, it's Tekkaman. So then when you find out, it's like, yeah. But yeah, they used to play this shit on UPN all the time. You said a dope ass fucking intro, and that was my shit. That's my shit.
I'm old.
It's kind of like how they
apparently me too.
Kind of like how they did Kamen Rider dirty when they called him Masked Rider.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, justice for Dex, man. Or was it Dax? It was Dax. I think it was Dax.
I think so.
From Masked Rider, the American. That show was my shit too.
They're still doing Kamen Rider like series or.
No, I meant the American version because it didn't get justice because of Power Rangers, but you know.
That's fair. Man, there were so many Power Rangers spinoffs that just came. Or I shouldn't say spinoffs, but other Japanese culture.
You know what? I'm glad you just brought that up. I know we're going on sidebars.
We are.
So once again, to do the memory thing. So we did an episode of the generational gap between basically Boss and I and Aranya and Zerk. So I told this fact to each of them separately, and they both gave me somewhat the same reaction. And I told this to Boss, and he gave me the reaction I wanted. So one day, Ashley was just looking stuff up. Since the original Power Rangers, there has been an iteration on Power Rangers on TV every year since then, except for I think it was 2012.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, there's been an iteration of Power Rangers since the original.
You're talking about American or Japanese TV?
American.
Okay.
So yeah, there's been So since the original Power Rangers, since the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, every year there has been at least some type of iteration of Power Rangers on TV, except for 2012.
That's
And
correct.
Aranya gave that same look.
That makes sense.
She was
What's
like,
that face for? What's that face for?
Now her reason
I'm
was
old.
no. Her reason was I was a teenager when it came out. I rebutted, y'all were the same age, roughly in the show. It would have been
Doesn't matter.
quote unquote catered to you
True.
than me.
Does not matter. When I was a teenager in the 90s, hence my ponytail on the side, I was watching My So-Called Life. I was watching stuff like, Are You Afraid of the Dark? I was in high school doing a bunch of stuff in school. I'd be damned if I was sitting up watching some kids transform into bots.
No.
That
They
to
were
me was
teenagers.
Whoa! Kids, they were
teenagers.
teenagers with attitude.
I understand, but in my mind, they were children transforming into fucking bots. I'm not
They
a
were
child.
your
Did you
age.
know how you
Bots?
felt when you was in high school?
They were
This
your
ain't
age.
Beetleborgs. What the fuck?
It
They
doesn't
were
matter.
your age.
I understand as an adult, they were my age, but you know how you are in high school, like, that's for little kids. That's my mentality that I had. So I never watched it. I was like, this is for children. Like, this is something that kids would watch. So I didn't watch
You didn't think Jason David Frank was a dreamy motherfucker?
Jared Leto, because he will always be Jordan Catalano, was a sexy motherfucker. Okay? That's who I was looking at like this. And Tupac, I was like, yeah. That's where I'm at. So I didn't watch it, and I've never. I look like this. Y'all were younger than I was. So therefore I could understand why y'all would be like, oh yeah, that's still cool because you were still in that age group in my head where you would get joy out of that. But as a teenager, I'm trying to go to the dance and put my bodysuit on. I got my cross colors on. You understand? That's where I'm at.
Bodysuits too.
Wait, cross colors. You going to church?
I mean,
oh no.
Power Rangers was my guilty pleasure, even in the high school into adulthood.
Exactly.
This is why I know that there was a show every fucking year, because I was keeping up with it. I didn't tell anybody. I would just watch that shit on the side now, and look, I would force my nephew to sit with me and watch it. That way it looked like he was watching it while I was watching it.
He's over here like, oh, that's cool. And you're over here like, yeah, you get him.
Right. You goddamn right. It's the same reason why I got my nephew into professional wrestling as well. Had him watching shit, and it was cool. Got to sit and was like, oh yeah, we bonding on this shit. And I'm sitting here just engaged.
Shout out to Justin.
Shout out to Justin.
Shout out to wrestling in the 90s. Ooh, I'm with T.A.G. I used to watch wrestling then. I used to watch it. Ladies of Glow I wanted to be one. I was like, I can do it. I can do it. Can't do it. I can't do it. But it's okay. It's okay. I had dreams, okay?
All right, Yeager, go ahead and continue with your list, good sir.
Got to go into the shooters before I get into like the top two that really like shaped what kind of video games I like and what I like to play. Because actually, shooters are still a part of that. But I feel like it was everybody's like all-time favorite shooter, especially in the 90s.
Here it
when
goes.
You pop in or turn on that N64, dust off that cartridge, pop in some GoldenEye.
Goddamn right. Goddamn right.
It made me keep playing Bond games even into the GameCube.
That's the last Bond game I ever played in my life.
What was it called? Nightfire, I think.
Yeah, I remember Nightfire, but
I did play
GoldenEye was the last one.
Nightfire was the last Bond game I played, and the PvP on it was, or at least the local PvP was so great because you got to pick up weapons from like all the generations of Bond. You had Oddjob's hat, you had the golden gun, you had the moon. I think the moon laser was part of that game actually, but it was just great. You could cheat against against everybody pretty much by, or not so much cheat, but be cheap by like grabbing these remote control helicopters and shit. And they had like straight up mini guns on them for some reason. But
Damn.
yeah, but as soon as they found out where you were hiding, then that was the end of it. But no. However, that love for shooters really evolved when a certain type of combat evolved via Halo.
Of course.
I knew he was about to say Halo.
I mean, it is the week of Halo Infinite right now.
It is. It is.
And what better way than to mention one of my all-time favorite games? Great campaign, which, I mean, is continuing to this day. And spawned probably one of the longer running games that's been in like Major League Gaming. And shout out to Destiny as well, who just did their 30th anniversary and put out some Halo specific weapons in their game now.
Wait, Destiny did a 30th anniversary.
Yeah, Bungie did a 30th anniversary.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, I was like,
no, they ain't been around that long.
Where the fuck was I? What the fuck
No. Bungie, Destiny ain't been around that long. But
yeah, I know. I was about to say, like, I'm tripping.
Yeah, no, but they made two exotics. Or no, sorry. They relaunched Gallarhorn, if y'all remember that rocket launcher.
Yeah.
And then they made an exotic specifically for this 30th anniversary, which is called the Forerunner, and it looks just like the pistol from Halo.
Huh.
Interesting.
And then they, of course, put out the BR. They gave you, they're using swords, so they made their version of an energy sword. And
that's what's up.
Yeah, no, they actually did this one right. I think this is more Bungie's. This is what's happening now that Bungie has like full control of this game now.
Makes sense.
But not to ride on Bungie for too long. Got to get into the genre that I guess I found my niche in, which was more karma system based games and open exploration style games.
Okay.
And honestly, it started with a love of Banjo-Kazooie, so I'm gonna give that mention there. Like honestly, you could just hop all over the place. It didn't like as long as you had enough jigsaw pieces, you just I mean, yeah, there were the levels, but you could openly travel in between places. As you progress further in the game, you had to go back into that, which honestly, damn, it just dawned on me. Donkey Kong 64 is another fucking game just like that needs to be remastered. God damn it, do it, Rare, Nintendo, please, now. But since freaking, anyways, I'm not gonna get into the semantics of it because then I'll just start a rant. It's not worth the time. But as far as open world exploration games go, one of my favorite series has always been Infamous.
Yep.
1 and 2 on the PlayStation 3 were fantastic games. I played them over and over and over, mainly because of the karmic system. And I'll try being an all good guy. Then I'll try being an all bad guy. Then I'll try mixing it up a little bit, see what happens. Then, like, it's just great. They really showed you what you can do with like just warping electricity and maybe bending that a little bit.
Is there one you
really,
prefer over the other?
If you're gonna go aesthetic, then you got to go with Second Son.
Okay.
The way they do the animations for the abilities and everything involved is beautiful. However, the OG is probably the best, well-rounded.
Okay.
I definitely agree with that.
To this day, I'm not gonna lie. The bad guy ending to Second Son made me sick to my stomach. I was sick with that bad guy ending. Like literally, Ashley and I was sitting there watching it, and she turns to me, "Is there a way you can upload the good guy file again?" I was like, "Yes, yes, I can."
No, you feel like an absolute piece of shit after doing that bad guy.
Yes, I was like, "Oh no."
But
yeah, the bad guy ended up Second Son made me sick. I was like, "Oh no."
I really, 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 really wish they would continue that series of games.
I think they will.
But
I
I
think they
mean,
will.
maybe
Too.
maybe after they
I
finish
really
up with
do.
God of War, hopefully. But right now they're a little preoccupied with that.
Yeager, did you play Detroit?
I did.
Did you
Actually, I
like
played
it?
Actually, I'm sorry, I didn't. I watched a buddy of mine play it, but I never actually got to sit down and play it myself. I think I actually borrowed it from him and never gave it back.
Wait. So have you played any Quantic Dream game?
Quantic Dream? No.
I've only
Heavy
played Heavy
Rain.
Rain.
Oh shit! Yeah. Heavy Rain I played.
Scoot's the reason that I played Heavy Rain. When Scoot told me about
Heavy Rain was beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the directions that I thought there were just going to be a few endings that you could reach. No, you can reach. Like I actually I didn't spoil it for myself, but I saw how many options or possibilities of endings you could get. Oh my god!
Mm-hmm.
I played Detroit 4 times. I beat it 4 times just because the endings were so fun. It's a really good game. Like really, really good.
What she won't tell y'all is she
Don't
made
start.
sure Jesse Williams stayed alive the whole time.
That's right. We protect him at all costs.
That's another heartthrob, ladies and gentlemen. Don't get lost in them eyes.
Their whole motion capture system is just.
It is.
You know.
It is. My mom was watching me play it like it was a movie. Yeah. She had popcorn and everything, and she was like, "Come on and come play the game. Come on, let's see what we're gonna do next." I was like, "Hey."
I had people do that when I played Uncharted 2.
You play and the cinematic comes up like, man, this is great.
But yeah, I never played Beyond, nor did I play Detroit.
Yeah, both of those.
Yeah.
I didn't play Beyond either. I need to play those. I'm sure I'm going to enjoy them because that's honestly my niche is just karmic-based stuff, especially with replayability like that. Mm-hmm. And speaking of karmic systems and RPGs,
go ahead and
my number one favorite game, and I'm just so excited it's coming back. It's got to be Knights of the Old Republic.
I got yelled at about this.
You did get yelled at.
Yep, indeed.
You need to play that shit.
I got yelled at on when we wrapped
T.A.G.
hot tag.
Yup.
People go check that out. You know, T.A.G. TheAverageGamers.
And
check that out.
I was so surprised.
And post production, I got yelled at about not playing KOTOR.
It's everything you want out of like a Star Wars story, and you're playing it.
Well, I mean,
beautiful. Whoa.
Yeah, I mean, no. I agree with you. I agree with
all
that. I was about to just give a shout out.
Oh, by all means.
Yeah, the Fallen Order. That's it. You know, just shout out because it's a good ass fucking game.
But you know,
it is.
I also, I mean, I don't know if you knew this, Yeager, but I have a deep, dark secret when it comes to Star Wars in general. I've only seen one of the movies.
All right, folks, I'm about to.
And I've only seen episode 3 because of Cosmic. He and another friend of ours in high school, they forced me to go see episode 3. That's the only one you don't have to give me the Will Hobbs snarl, but that's the only one I've ever seen.
You got to receive the snarl, though. You have to receive it.
I mean, I know major plot points. I just never seen the movies. And at this point, I think I'm enjoying my life better by telling people I have not watched Star Wars than actually going to watch the movies.
Well,
wait, hold on.
You and your heel nature.
I'm gonna no. I can't let this stand because I can't stand Harry Potter, and I've said
that's why you sitting down. That's why you sitting down. You said you can't stand it. That's why you sitting down.
That was good.
Lit.
He said that without missing a beat.
Wait. I know I'm not going to get this from you two, Erana. I get this from everybody. for some odd reason.
No,
Everybody's on
Aranya
this-
don't like Harry Potter either.
No, I don't like Harry Potter.
Oh, well then thank you.
No, that's what I'm saying. Lip, we're here.
Yes,
Me,
yeah.
Me, on the other hand, I represent the
Nah.
goddamn Gryffindors, Lion Gang all day.
Oh, see,
I mean, I'm a Leo, but Hufflepuff all day. But anyways, what the fuck, y'all two?
Now, y'all are those people that say, "Oh, I claim this house."
I took
we did our exactly. We did our Pottermores. We got sorted.
You did what?
Aranya took the test too, and
They made me take the test. They made me take the test.
What do you mean we did what? You need to go onto a website called Pottermore.
No,
it might not be called Pottermore anymore, but you get
Wizarding World now.
Yeah, Wizarding World.
He said,
"Go on there,
Aranya.
I'm gonna get Britt to make it happen."
No means no. No means no. He said no.
See, she doesn't want to say it, but Yeager, she's Slytherin.
I am.
You know what? That makes sense.
I just don't see the appeal.
It does make sense.
I don't either.
Now I had a conversation with Yeager before, and he said, well, if you read the books, it'd be different. And
I agree.
My gripe being one, an anime fan, and just seeing how they do see how they do magic in this world. I'm just like, yo, I know y'all can do some better shit. Like, I know y'all can.
No. So this the thing.
I'm saying the books they get into
fun. Because like Ashley, she loves it. Ashley, she's Ravenclaw. Shout out to the birds. But Ashley, she loves the Harry Potter series. And the one thing I always say, one of the big issues with Harry Potter, nobody was throwing hands. Nobody was just knocking the shit out of nobody. And I was like, if somebody would have been like the Rock Lee of the Wizarding world,
like I can't use a fucking wand. This is about to go down.
Oh, you mean just to give Lip the anime cred, like an Asta, like Black Clover.
Fuck yeah, hell yeah. Give me some shit like that. Now, and that's just my thing. It's like my main thing is with these fucking wands. It's like you got all this shit, and so when you get to these fight scenes, I'm looking at them just like seeing people just point sticks at each other. I'm just like, I can't get down with that. Now again, and that's the funny thing is because I fell asleep twice when I went to because I've seen these movies in theaters and I've fallen asleep twice. I've fallen asleep twice in the theater, and that was on I think it was Half-Blood Prince, and then like the Deathly Hallows, Part 1. I think
1 or 2.
I think it's Part 1. Yeah, part because I didn't bother watching the last one until like I had came in on like the end of it when it was on like HBO or something.
Does Britt like Harry Potter?
Unfortunately, yes, she does.
Well, unfortunately, sir. Do you know what house she claims?
I think she said something. I think we had this conversation like either today or yesterday, which is why when y'all said this house shit, I was like, y'all too. I think she said Slytherin, if I'm correct.
Okay.
It don't fucking matter.
It don't.
Gryffindor. Lion Gang, baby. Rawr.
Man, them Hufflepuffs.
Stop going rawr.
Rawr.
Ugh, stop it.
Whatever, you damn snake.
Yeah.
I'm a human. How about that?
I mean, like, I understand, like, the cool. Everybody's like engaged in the lore behind it.
This the shit we talk about right here.
What do you do?
Why he's the heartthrob of this goddamn podcast. Hey,
that could have gone under the radar, but nah, you had to call that shit out.
See, he's the damn Carmelo Hayes of this damn podcast.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Because apparently he is just shooting. He is just shooting over there.
You're not giving me a 2.0 title.
I'm just saying. Obviously, you gonna just shoot. You just shooting shots. And when Carmelo Hayes shoot, he don't miss. Apparently. So you just over there just gonna be shooting shots.
Yeah, man.
Anyway.
I can't. I look and I get, it'd be cool everybody go to a magic school and shit.
That Harry Potter game will be bought day one.
Now, I will say this. I did see that trailer and I was like, because of how I feel about how I would love a Naruto MMO, I'm like, it's the same way that I looked at this. I was like, yo, that'd be dope for that
Wait,
game.
is it an MMO or is it actually a story-driven
I don't-
RPG?
It's a RPG. It's like a
That's what I
story-driven
thought.
It's
RPG.
something.
Yeah.
It's something.
Yeah, it's a story-driven RPG. It's about
You're
what, a
playing
couple
the
hundred years
event.
before?
Yeah.
I believe so.
You're playing before
Yeah.
Harry and all of them.
Yeah, it's like before Dumbledore even, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Because Dumbledore old as fuck.
Yes.
Is that the man with no nostrils?
No, that's Voldemort.
That's what.
Oh,
Shout out to
That's right.
Bellatrix.
How that
Bellatrix
Slytherin
also
not
said-
gonna know who Voldemort is? It's like your
I
mascot.
look. I tried to be a part of the conversation in a positive manner, and y'all shoot me down. It's not my fault. That's all I got.
Shout
He don't
out
have no
to-
nostrils. He's gross.
We
Shout out
appreciate
to
your
Bellatrix
participation.
because that's who we did name our dog after, Bellatrix. So shout out to Bellatrix. She was crazy.
Shout out to Bella.
She was bloodthirsty. Yeah,
But
Bella is so
the
sweet.
complete opposite of my Bella.
Yeah, Bella is so
I
sweet.
mean,
The complete opposite. But yeah.
I mean that's that woman that you see all the red flags, like you visibly can see all the red flags, and then you're still like, you know what? Maybe.
Now, I will agree with you with what you was kind of saying, Aranya and everything. Voldemort is the worst villain of all time. He's up there with one of the worst villains ever. Trash.
Why?
His planning, his execution, trash. All of it, trash.
I don't like the way he holds his wand.
Trash.
I don't respect
Like-
people that
Oh,
don't
you
have
mean
nostrils.
you mean like this, pretty much?
Do you realize if I was a wizard at that time, I'd be like, fam, I ain't about to let no dude with no nose come punk us.
Exactly. I don't even respect you. If you close your mouth, you can't breathe.
No, there were nostrils. They were just slits.
There's not wind coming out of there. Nothing. Nothing.
wind.
Decoration. That was for decoration.
Yeager, were you done with your list or you had more?
No, wait. Hold on a second. I want to get bounced back on this Star Wars thing. Hold on.
Yeah, go ahead. Circle back around.
Oh, I was gonna say.
Even watch the movies.
I mean, I was just gonna say, for someone who hasn't seen them by now, I've concluded that it's better to just go from episode 1 to, I guess, 9.
Mm-hmm.
You can stop at 6. You don't have to watch that new trilogy.
Before they came out with 7, 8, 9, I asked Boss, because Boss is definitely a Star Wars head. I asked him what's the best way to watch it, and he recommended 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3.
Because that's the way we've all seen
Watch
it.
it that way.
Yeah.
That's the way we've all seen it, and that's like, I feel like you get more of a, like, if you haven't been spoiled already to the story of Star Wars.
Yes, I know all the plot points.
I mean, you saw episode 3, so you pretty much have.
Yeah.
But if I'm introducing somebody that's like, what the hell is Star Wars? I'd actually recommend them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, because that way you get to see the whole story of Anakin and everything and his turn.
And you get to see,
The big turn, this and that. When you watch it 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, then it's like, oh, this is formerly known as Anakin. Like, what the hell happened to him? I want to know what caused this turn.
Yeah.
So
it's just difficult with the change in quality.
Yes,
that's
right.
the only thing.
Agreed. But also, if you watch 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, you also get like the worst movie out of the way first.
Episode 2.
That is true.
Episode 1.
Episode 1. Oh.
Look, pod racing or not, Jar Jar Binks like put a freaking shoe up the ass of that movie.
I mean, you basically
That guy
fast forward
stopped
to the
acting
last
because of
fight.
that.
Huh?
The guy
Fast forward
who
to the last
voiced
fight.
Jar Jar Binks, he quit acting because he kept getting so much hate.
I don't want to say rightfully so, but
I mean, I still wouldn't say rightfully so, just because like it's not his fault. You know, he got cast
Right.
in the movie.
Like he quit
you know,
acting.
I mean that's pretty much on Lucas for making that character.
Absolutely.
But I would have liked what Reddit wanted to do with Jar Jar Binks.
Make him the
Like,
make him a Sith.
make him like a Sith Lord, yeah.
Mm-hmm. When I saw that, I was like, yo, that'll be a good fuck you to everybody that was like hating on Jar. Just like, oh, now you got a reason.
Like, if they scrap the new trilogy, because there's a big talks about them scrapping that from the canon.
Mhm.
If they scrap that new trilogy and go with another new one, I definitely want like a ancient looking or old Jar Jar Binks going, yeah, like it was me the whole time.
Wait, they
Like, I
already
still fuck
talking
with
about
episode
killing
7.
off 7, 8, 9 like it never happened?
Yeah,
It's just they just royally screwed it up. Episode 7 was fine in my book.
it was a great
it was fine.
introduction. Yes, it had all the homage to the previous movies. It did the things right. What they fucked up on though was trying to get different directors for each movie.
Okay.
And then Ryan Johnson,
Hit the
honestly, like, I mean, look, if the movie wasn't called Star Wars, it would have been a good movie.
bed.
Okay.
It makes sense.
But yeah, episode 8 was just not it.
Okay.
And then episode 9 was just J.J. Abrams trying to cover the trilogy's ass, essentially. Just gave you all the shit you wanted to see.
Yeah.
And I guess spoilers for people who hadn't seen it, but I guess a lot of people was pissed that they put Palpatine in it, and it was like, fam, y'all could have did anything else, but y'all went back into the past to get Palpatine, and it was like, all right, we guess.
They don't even logically explain how he survived. They're just like, yeah, he survived somehow.
But
There you go.
Like, yeah, he was alive. He made a Force clone, and then Ryan Johnson, why did you do this? But they killed the big bad off in the middle of, or at like almost at the end of episode 8. And they made it look like it was child's play too.
Well, I mean,
Like
I think
they killed him while he was monologuing, man.
I think one of the big issues with stuff with properties like that, they're so big and so grand that it's easier to mess them up because so much lore and so much story and stuff like that. Because like, I mean, look at what they end up doing with the Lord of the Rings. The Lord of the Rings movies was fine, but people complained about the Hobbit movies. You know, the Harry Potter movies were fine, but I kept hearing mixed things about Fantastic Beasts. So it's like when you have such big lore,
Yeah,
it's easy to miss the mark than to make it because so much things can go wrong.
But
Here's where
consistency too.
Here's
Like-
where I might miss. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry, Rania.
No, go ahead.
Okay. Well, I mean, if you had a thought, I mean, I just didn't want to interrupt you, but I did. But okay, this is where y'all might hate me, as primarily you, Scoot, as a Harry Potter fan. But after it started with book 4. They started like missing me because they started leaving. They started leaving shit. Oh, they started leaving a lot of shit out of the books. I mean, a lot out of the movies that were in the books.
And see, that's how Boss is, because Boss read all the books and everything, and he was introducing me to a lot of the movies then, and he was like, look, first of all of this shit was not in the book. This is what really happened. Like he was one of them people who was like, nah, that's what really happened in the book. This is what really happened.
Yeah.
Like he was breaking it down like that to me when some of those movies came out. And you know, I'm not the one to necessarily say you have to stick directly to source material.
True.
But you have to still be very close to it. Like for you, M. Night Shyamalan, I still haven't forgot how you fucked up the last Airbender.
I don't even know what that is.
I mean, that being
said, pronunciation of names. You had a whole Nickelodeon show that told you how to say they goddamn names, and you fucked that up?
What? So you don't call it a boomerang?
You had a whole goddamn show to watch. It up.
3 books.
I still forgot M. Night. Fucking Last Airbender. Get the bullshit out of here. Sorry, tangent.
How you gonna whitewash Eskimos?
Because it's a twist.
It's a twist movie.
But also, M. Night Shyamalan's Indian, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
How are you gonna go and make the brown people the Fire Nation?
Yoga Flame, Yoga Fire.
Oh.
Y'all could have did anything with that, but you fucked up Avatar. One of the greatest American animes ever.
But going back to source material, though, there's a reason people don't watch Full Metal Alchemist without attaching the word brotherhood to it. I mean,
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
I mean,
correct.
Same thing with Hellsing without saying the word ultimate after it.
I mean, like hell.
I mean, Hellsing's a little bit older, but I don't know. As far as the Harry Potter movie goes, 1 through 3 were fine, more than fine. Like they stuck pretty damn close to the source material. Once you hit book 4 through 7, that's when you start losing like a lot of shit.
I mean, hell,
especially book 4.
Even listening to whenever Araya tells us about certain horror movies and things like that, she starts going to these think pieces and it be like, I ain't even pay attention to it like that. Like, for instance, of course, one of her favorite people, Mike Myers, you know, even though she loves Season of the Witch, but it's still not the story. And then, you know, even hearing with the other Halloween movies, hearing things like Mike would never have or he would have never, and it'd be like, okay, I'm sorry, I'm just watching the movie.
I mean, I can understand that because I mean, being somebody that actually appreciates Curse of Michael Myers, you know, Paul Rudd doesn't age, and he does not. He was fantastic. He was fantastic in that movie as Tommy Doyle. But you know, that's just me. I'm just whatever. I think they screwed up everything regarding Season of the Witch. I think that was supposed to be something more than what they allowed it to be. But you know,
they didn't allow it to blossom like they should have.
Yeah, you know, but yeah, that's my 2 cents on it. It's my 2 cents on it.
I agree. Wonderful.
Yeager or Dizzle, did y'all watch the Netflix Cowboy Bebop?
No,
I have not yet. I'm very hesitant, and I know Yeager is hesitant as well.
Okay.
Oh, there's no hesitation. It's a full stop for me, bro.
Okay. So since they canceled it and it won't be a season 2, I want to say this: considering Cowboy Bebop is my favorite anime of all time.
Same.
The show.
I mean,
okay. So if you're a super purist, do not watch the show.
That's what I've heard.
Because the show does have highs and lows, and one of the few times I truly agreed with IGN with a review, the lows are so glaring that it could turn you away from the show. But John Cho as Spike Spiegel and Mustafa Shakur as
heard
Jet Black,
they were both very good.
Perfect. What they did to Faye Valentine and Vicious, whoo boy.
Do not get me started.
They messed up Vicious?
They fucked Vicious. They didn't mess him up. They fucked Vicious.
They turned Vicious into a sniveling little bitch.
That don't even sound right. They don't even go together.
Tell me when you ever heard Vicious say "Moshi Moshi."
Put it this way: Vicious is almost as parallel to Godfrey. I mean Joffrey. Sorry.
Oh, John, I was about to say which Godfrey, like you know, Godfrey the comedian, or
right? That's like the comedian.
Oh, God. Now I'm imagining Gilbert Godfrey like feuding with Spike Spiegel.
Vicious, what they did to Vicious was criminal. But like I said, it has some great moments. I'm not
Two
gonna lie.
complaints about John Cho, or at least the lines. Like one, I should say the action scenes, and two, the lines that they wrote for him. One, Spike was like, I've seen like trailers. I saw the Netflix trailer for sure, and on 3 different occasions, Spike has a gun on Faye, going, "Can I kill her?"
Okay, those type of moments was actually kind of warranted because they changed the lure of with the show. They didn't make it to where Faye had just joined them automatically. They were making it to where Faye kept fucking up the bounties, and
Those were
since
like
Spike and Jet, since Spike and Jet were always broke, it was like every time we try to catch a bounty, she's always here fucking it up for us. Let me kill her. Let me just get her out the what I'm saying. Let me just. But once again, the relationship gets better.
Episode like 2 through 5 though in Cowboy Bebop.
Like I said, yes, they did.
No, I'm sorry, 3 through 5 or 6. Like she does that. Like she fucks up their bounties. He never is like, Jet, let me kill her.
That's true. I kind of looked at this show,
like that.
In order for me to help like the show a little bit better, I looked at this show and the way they did Final Fantasy VII Remake. They were able to stretch out story. They were able to go deeper into a lore in there. Because I'm pretty sure they thought they were going to have a season 2, but unfortunately not. And the one thing that was kind of weird, they did give Spike a whole backstory. And that was a little odd. But, the show is worth watching. I would say just watch episode 1. And if you can't get past episode 1, then don't watch the other 9.
Wait a minute. What about Ed?
Well, okay, so spoilers.
That's a semi spoiler, but I got spoiled too.
Spoilers. Ed didn't show up to episode 10.
Wait, how many episodes is it?
10.
It's 10 episodes, 40 minutes a pop.
Yeah, Ed didn't show up to like the last scene of episode 10.
The last scene.
It was leading into a season 2.
So wait, what was the name of episode 10 then?
Okay.
Should have been called Radical Edward, but
all right. So Aranya, I know you might be a little, but just bear with the conversation. Okay. The way they spun this whole show, and like I said, spoilers for everything. So remember episode 5 when Vicious kidnapped Faye and Spike went to go save her? Well, they changed that. Apparently in this show, they gave Jet a daughter and a former wife.
They made him a deadbeat dad.
Wait, hold on. So say that
no,
again?
He wasn't necessarily a deadbeat. What happened was he went to prison. They kind of did that lore of what was his name? The criminal he was looking for, and his partner betrayed him thing. They did that, but what happened was he went to prison for that. And after he got out of prison, of course, he was a disgraced cop, all the above, ABC. And, his wife and daughter moved on without him. So basically, he wasn't necessarily a deadbeat dad. He was just an estranged dad.
Ex-con, left his wife and daughter behind. And
the way they spun the story, Spike was originally a guy named Vicious. Spike was originally named Fearless.
Yeah.
And he worked in the syndicate with Vicious. They were partners. They would do jobs together. They would do missions together. They were best of friends.
They do show highlights of that in the anime, but they don't go in depth.
Vicious fell in love with Julia, of course, around the same time Spike did. Well, Vicious started to kind of unravel a little bit, and that's when Spike and Julia had a little affair, and from that it led to the reason why Vicious wanted to kill Spike. But it was like a whole episode full of backstory. It was just wild. But what happened was, so the whole time the show's going on, Spike was hiding the fact that he was from the syndicate from Jet the whole time. So what happened was they kidnapped Spike's daughter and that whole church scene and all that happened.
Wait, they kidnapped Jet's daughter?
Huh?
They kidnapped Jet's daughter?
Yeah, he kidnapped Jet's daughter.
Okay.
So of course Jet and Spike went to go save the little girl and everything, and Faye bailed them out with some shit, and it was a lot. They did do the famous scene with the whole sword and the gun, where you know Vicious
behind the stained glass.
Yeah, and this was one of the other biggest changes they did with the show. They made Julia the ultimate bad guy.
Huh?
Apparently, Julia wanted one of the other heads to kill Vicious. So what happened was, after Vicious then murdered everybody, including the syndicate top people, he was basically the only syndicate member left. So it spun into Julia ended up. Remember how Vicious was the one that shot Spike out the window?
Mm-hmm.
It was Julia that did it in this show. Then it led to Julia chaining Vicious up and locking him in some boiler room, and she was going to take over the syndicate. Yeah, I know. It's a lot. And I'm pretty sure I just turned y'all away from watching the show now. Yeah. Told y'all that was a lot.
Yeah, I'm trying to process everything that's, because I mean it
was a lot.
It's almost like they took the anime and they took each episode. I mean, I'm just going off of Ballad of Fallen Angels, and it's like you just said, you know, okay, we're gonna have this shot for shot. We're gonna throw this in here, and then we're gonna throw this. It sounds like they Spider-Man 3'd it
a little bit,
but not with villains, just with plot and more plot.
A little bit, because some of the characters and some of the episodes they did the whole eco-terrorist episodes, but instead of them turning into monkeys, they were turning into trees. Yeah. They did the whole Mad Perot LeFou, which they kind of messed up Mad Perot, not gonna lie.
That dude doesn't show up until the second half of this anime.
Well, Mad Perot was hired by
Perot LeFou.
He was hired by Vicious to go kill Spike.
What?
Yeah, I know. I'm pretty sure more and more as I'm talking, and more you're not going to want to watch this show. I know.
Okay, what about the kid that didn't die?
They didn't have that in the show.
That's within the first 10 episodes. What about
they did Asimov and
that's episode 1. They better had that in there.
They did Asimov.
What about the guy trying to help his sister with the flower? Like when Spike it was like be like water and all that.
No, they might have done that in season 2. But unfortunately, there won't be a season 2. So yeah.
Oh yeah, because it sounds like they butchered this anime.
I mean, you know, I will say this: if y'all want to watch it, and if y'all want to watch it, and we can do a whole video on it later, how we can just bash it. I
think I need to, because I don't want to just shit on it without seeing it.
That's fair.
That's gonna be tough though.
Yeah,
it's gonna be like watching Harry Potter.
You didn't have to do that.
I did.
You didn't have to do that.
I didn't have to do that. I know. But yeah,
I'll power through it.
Like I said, power through it, and you know what, Yeager and Dizzle, if you decide to watch it too, the three of us can come back and make a video about it later.
Yeah.
Ryan, you invited if you want.
I had been actively avoiding it, but damn.
These anime adaptations, man.
For the sake of tearing it down, I might just do it.
let's just do it for the sake of tearing it down.
Also, I saw. I'm sorry. My second thing about John Cho that I saw though, his combat looked pretty stiff. Like Spike was, like it looks like a lot of his like fighting was inspired from Bruce Lee or some shit. Like a lot of
Well,
kicks,
it
a lot of
was.
fluidity,
So
like be like water and all that.
I can tell from the show they wasn't really going for more hand-to-hand thing. It was really more kind of the I
Shootout.
think what he only really had a couple of fights in the show. It was really
Wow.
more shootout type scenes than anything. So it wasn't a lot of like fights. So yeah. But like I said, just watch it and we can make a video and we can just have a jolly good time going in.
Wait, last question about it though.
Uh-huh.
I saw that they featured the teddy bear bomber, right?
Yes, Teddy Bomber was in there.
Teddy bomber was in there. Does that mean that the cowboy was in there too?
I'll let you watch the show.
God damn it.
just watch the 10 episodes. Dizzle, any parting words before we head on out of here?
Pokemon.
Okay.
Gotta catch them all.
All right. Yeager, any parting words before we head out?
Somebody tell me where to find Ultimate Muscle. I've been trying to watch that anime for a minute now.
Yo, I got a few links for you, but yeah, that's off. That's off.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Orion, anything you want to say before we head out of here?
Thank you guys for joining us. Truly appreciated. And I mean, I know I've been MIA, but it's a pleasure always with you guys.
Always.
All right. And also, like we do on the tag side, Dizzle, where can the people find you, but not personally find you, virtually find you?
Getting that dose of positivity Monday through Friday, daily dose. All your podcast listening platforms, your IGs, your Twitters, your TikToks, your YouTubes. Same thing with LipDizzle on all those same platforms, and then of course with the tag team over here. So Dunzo, Heartthrob.
Where can the ladies find you at?
I don't know where they find you at, Loki. Ow. just got my whole thumb in it. All right. Look at that. It's right here. Right in there. Instagram, TikTok, Xbox, PlayStation. YeagerBombastik.
Damn.
There you go. Aranya, if you want people to find you in these virtual streets,
I mean, they can find me on Instagram, but please do not request to see my feet. Okay? Don't request anything weird. It's Aaron Mist. Okay?
I mean, last time we heard from you, apparently hiding in your couch was acceptable.
That's a horse of a different color. Okay?
Oh, okay.
All right. But yeah.
No couch goblins on this episode.
Not on this episode. But yeah, you can find me on Instagram. That's please. I don't accept people on PSN, so don't do it. Don't even think about it. Not gonna happen.
I was gonna send you the invite, but all right.
Oh, you can send me an invite.
Oh, okay.
We're part of the circle.
Lucky was looking a little sad there. He heard you.
Of course, you can find me with the ninjas. You can find me with my tag brethren down below. We out here in these streets. We're Googleable.
Googleable.
And to my tag brethren, you know what I'm saying? Let's go ahead and warm this up right quick. You know what I'm saying? Gotta warm that up and hit them with that too sweet.
Yeah. Bada, bam.
Get the salt off your face. Get the get the saltiness out your face.
You just eat a lemon there, Ronnie. I couldn't see the camera was getting blocked by all the two sweets.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Get the saltiness out your face.
Whatever. I don't care about y'all's finger thingy, and you know it.
Get the saltiness out.
I mean,
Not bitter beer
technically,
face remain.
Get the hate out your heart.
Everybody does tend to care about it because it is just too
sweet. And for our other two ninjas, Zerk and Boss, Aranya, me, Scoot, thank y'all for tuning in for this for this episode of Ninja Banter. You know, whenever we come back with some more content, like I said, of course, you got to like, subscribe, all of that. I'm telling you, the moment you subscribe to the Ninjas and T.A.G on YouTube and all the other things, it makes your life better. That's not guaranteed, so don't quote me on that. Makes your life better. Because the moment you hit subscribe, bing bong, you're in there. You in there. Bing bong. You in there.
Bing bong.
Bing bong. You in there. Until then, we're just trying to make our Ninja Village proud. And one time for the one time, T.A.G out. Hey.